I assume you're pleased with the idea of shoring up the teacher pension fund, but you can't be very happy about more than $1 billion in new taxes.
No, I think I heard this governor talk about doing bipartisan deals, but yet in his budget, he undoes the very budget we put together 2 years ago in a historic bipartisan effort. And now you see him going in with a lot more taxes. I want him to succeed. I'm looking for a silver lining in this budget address. It's very difficult to find. I hope he's being forthright and saying he wants to have conversations, and we'll have those conversations. But the number of taxes is a non-starter.
That's a non-starter. It's in my rough calculations. It's over $1 billion.
It's over $1 billion, and I don't think that even includes he's undoing some of the tax incentives we had last year. He's taking back the Social Security where we're not taxing it. He wants to tax that. Pensions, he wants to tax that. That's stuff we did to keep people here so they don't flee the state, and now he's going back on those things. That's not a good, that's a step backward.
Right. And with regard to the tolls, is it your feeling that he is suffering because of what some people consider to have been a flip-flop over the weekend with regard to extending tolls to everyone?
I think that brings in certain credibility issues, no question about it. But I think he does want to do the right thing. But I would suggest tolling just doesn't work. The math isn't there. Nobody's ever going to tell you right now how much he's charging per mile. He's going to give you a discount, but it still may be the highest in the country.
But he addressed your plan, your prioritized progress, as saying that it just wouldn't work, especially under his debt diet plan.
Exactly, and he's never had a conversation with me about it. So it's a one-sided conclusion. And I've told him before this that we have taken his debt diet and plugged in our prioritized progress, and we could come to terms. I've never had a follow-up conversation. So for him to make that conclusion, that's a unilateral decision that he made without any conversation with either him and myself or staff.
Right. He said we can't borrow our way out of this problem. You're talking about just borrowing and paying off the notes with the existing gasoline taxes, isn't that correct?
No, what we're talking about is taking general obligation borrowing that we already have a limit on, below $2 billion, and taking that portion of it and putting it to transportation, making it a priority. Exactly what he's talking about, prioritizing what you're bonding. So we don't increase bonding at all. We stay within our existing limits. So when he says you're doing additional bonding, he obviously hasn't read my plan, because that's not what we're doing.
But it would be paid for by those taxes, correct? You've got to have some source to pay off the bondholders.
It would be the same way we're paying the bonding now. Right. So it's not coming from gasoline tax. It's coming from the general fund being paid for it. But that's exactly what we're doing now. So there's no increase in debt, and it's being paid out of the general fund. No one's going to see a difference. We're just not bonding for all these crazy things. Right. We're going to say transportation's important.
All right, Senator, thanks very much.
Thank you, as always. I appreciate it.